Hey, welcome back. Okay, here we are, day 20. Day 20. Can you believe it? So today we're going to talk about, and I definitely want you to have a pen and a paper handy. If you don't, you feel free to listen through, but come back later and make sure to write down some notes and some bullet points so that you can really get into the nitty-gritty here. But today is how to engage in effective distractions. Super big topic for anybody that is exploring sobriety or an alcohol-free lifestyle, looking to cultivate emotional stability and seeking to embrace holistic health in their life. So I want you to come at this today from the angle of your wise mind, right? Like I really want you using your wise mind here today. And if you need to remember what is my wise mind, go back up, right? Like in the first week, we talked about our state of minds and how to know where we are. And so your wise mind is that intuitive mind. And that is when you bring together your emotional mind and your logical rational mind, and you bring them together so that something greater can emerge. Okay, so I want you using that wise mind today, because your task is going to be seeking distractions that can help you move through distressful situations. And I'm not talking about all of them being, big, huge, distressful things, right? Distressful situations can be, oh my gosh, my kid is sick, has to stay home. I got to take them to the doctor, and it wasn't on my docket for the day, right? Okay, so that's a distressing situation. So, and then there's, of course, the more catastrophic, distressful situations. And there's there's always a spectrum. So be mindful of that. Don't just do this work to apply it to the big, bad, and the ugly, right? Apply it to the mundane, everyday things that happen, because we all have days that life happens. So anyway, you've already critiqued your current methods and you've brainstormed some strategies. So let's dive in here. And sorry about that. I got to get that out of my things popping up on my screen from the last recording. Anyway, so we're going to try something completely new today. And that is no more covering up. We're just going to put things aside until you can approach the situation with a calm demeanor. So that means, if your husband comes home in a bad mood and he's, stomping around, screaming and yelling about whatever it is, no more covering it up by pouring yourself a second, third, or fourth glass of wine, because that's not going to help. That's just going to exacerbate. No more covering up, meaning, oh God, what a tough day. I'm defeated. I'm deflated. I didn't get done what I wanted to do. Nobody called me or engaged in, whatever it is. And I'm feeling sad. No more covering it up with a bucket of Ben and Jerry's, right? We're just going to put it aside until we can approach the situation with a calm demeanor, which means, right? Like when my kid comes to me, or when my spouse comes to me and asks why things didn't get done, and I, have this sick kid and all of these new things, I'm not going to snap. I'm not going to cover it up with anger, etc. I'm going to put it aside until I can approach the situation from a calm demeanor. I'm going to say, I had to move that to tomorrow. If you want to talk about it further, we can later, right? Like I'm not in the headspace to have this conversation right now, is a completely acceptable answer when somebody wants something from you or wants you to tell them something and you're not in the right headspace for it. It's okay to say that. So I'm going to give you some ideas. And what I want you to do with these ideas is I want you to add, edit, delete, change, shift, morph them, and make a plan of your own with them. So here's some things, right? We can distract with activities. We can distract with hobbies. We can distract with walking, and we can distract with gardening. Those are all healthy. and keep you out of the refrigerator, the bottle of wine, the bucket of ice cream. Okay. All of those things. If you didn't write that down, right? Like pick a different activity, a different hobby, go for a walk or do some gardening as a healthy way to keep me distracted from going to the refrigerator, the bottle of wine, or the bucket of ice cream. Got it? We can distract with contribution. We can volunteer, we can babysit, or do something nice for someone. We can distract with opposite emotions. We can go take a time out and read a book. We can go watch a funny movie if we're sad. We can listen to upbeat, whatever music, right? Just make sure it's an opposite emotion. Watching a tearjerker when you're sad is not necessarily the right idea, right? We're talking distractions, healthy distractions. So we can distract with other thoughts. Now, this is, sometimes the easier route right off the bat, right? We can distract with other thoughts by say, oh, counting to 10, counting the tiles on the floor, anything to keep your focus on the counting is a good way. And another effective way can be doing any form of a puzzle. So that doesn't have to be, like a jigsaw puzzle out on the table kind of thing. They have, there's, wood puzzle, I think is one is an app on your phone. I used it a lot early in my journey. And it's, it brings in some strategic thinking and planning, and it's a really great distraction. And then one of the ones that is one of my favorites is also distracting with other senses, or I'm sorry, other sensations, if you will. So if you're hot, bothered, pissed off, right, holding an ice cube in your hand, keeping a rubber band around your wrist that you can, fidget with, turning the music up really loud as a way to block out, the negative energy in the room. Taking a hot shower, just really, honestly, just really any strong physical stimuli can loosen your connection to whatever it is that you're fixated on, ruminating in, wallowing in, and it can distract you. So a strong physical stimuli. So this is really important work. Make sure you're getting into your wise, intuitive mindset and start looking for these effective distractions. And the best recommendation I can make for you is to start creating a cheat sheet, something that, you can have up there that just says, go for a walk, draw a picture. So that when you start to get, if you're in if you're in the kitchen and you're getting annoyed, irritated, agitated, but you're trying to make dinner, maybe prompt yourself to go to the garden for fresh tomatoes, right? Like a sign somewhere that says 5 minutes in the garden brings a smile, something like that can remind you. So just, have reminders and prompts for yourself. Anyway, I look forward to moving into some more amazing tactics to help you sit in and move through things that are not serving you, are outdated and ill-effective. So I'll see you tomorrow.